What's going on, LEGO Maniacs, and welcome back to a brand new video. I am ZacATK, and today I wanted to show you the upgrades I made to my custom LEGO comic book store and cell phone store. So a couple of months ago, back in 2024, I actually made the original version of this MOC that I've created, and so I used that using pieces and parts from the LEGO Downtown set, where I actually bought 2 of them, and see if I could make as many modulars from that set, those sets, if I possibly could. So this is one of the creations from that video series, and so over the last couple of days I have been upgrading it, and I've been making it a little bit bigger to better fill out the base plate, but I've also worked on making my own custom stickers for stuff like that. So originally in the comic book store there was a bunch of pale mail stuff that I was just throwing together just to fill up the space, as I really wanted it to feel full and just something that was a very fluent and just constantly flowing store. But the more and more I looked at it, the more and more I was like, you know, it's not really more of a comic book store. It's more of like a memorabilia shop, pop culture shop type thing. So I got to thinking over a couple of weeks, and then I finally landed on the idea of like, well, you know what about some custom stickers? So I made a handful of custom stickers on some sticker sheet, which I will link this sticker sheet product in my description. That way, if you want to use these, you can snag them, and these work really good on tiles and on any other LEGO parts you could possibly think of. So I designed some LEGO comic book covers from images I got from the internet, and so I pulled like some LEGO Power Ranger stuff, LEGO Inuyasha, LEGO Spider-Man, LEGO everything, and then I also pulled some images from some Yu-Gi-Oh booster boxes, Pokemon booster boxes, and blister packs and whatnot. And so I made a comic book store that sells comic books and anime and also trading cards. So that's the main focus of the comic book store. The cell phone store, I didn't really do too much to other than make the store a little bit bigger and added a few more devices to the top of the store. And I also kind of changed things about with the flower bed on the side, and also just kind of made things a little bit better. I'm pretty happy with how this looks. This designed to kind of be like a corner build for any corner, but mine is kind of it's kind of backwards, but I don't really mind it too much being backwards, but I do like how it fits in the city. So let me just go ahead and show you guys everything that I've done with the comic book store, and I'll start with a above view, and then we'll work our way around with like a side view and whatnot. So we have the top of our comic book store, and again, this is the custom sticker sheet that I made for the builds and whatnot. And so let me just go ahead and show you the top of the building right here. It has just a regular kind of modular style top, and each one of these sections come off. So the first section come off is the actual roof itself, and that comes off revealing the floor plan for the cell phone store, which we have a handful of different displays here where it shows different items and stuff for sale. And you know, just a couple of stories being told here. You have this mom who's trying to get a phone for her daughter, and these reps are talking to them, talking about their needs and their want for a phone, and just some devices and stuff like that for sale on the side. And then over here we have the flower bed, which I kind of really filled out. I went ham with this, considering I had a lot of flower pieces from the road plates. So this section now comes off, and we have the comic book store, which is chock full of details everywhere, and this is much bigger than what I originally had, and I'm very, very happy with it. So let me just go ahead and walk you through all the different things I have going on with the comic book store. Okay, so here is the front of the comic book store. Same as last time, just made the front a little bit wider. I believe the original foot space was about to here on the old version of the store. And then on the side here we have a little walkway with a little poster on the side of the building here. And then we have a stairwell that goes up to the cell phone store, but we also have a door that also comes to the back, through the back. So it's a kind of a shotgun style store where you can go front to back entrance. So let's go ahead and talk about the details on the inside of the store. And let's start off with the comic book wall over here. So all of these are 2x2 tiles that have comic book stickers on them that I pulled from online. We have LEGO Star Wars, Batman, Spider-Man. We also have some LEGO Inuyasha, some actual pieces that came with the module, the downtown set, And then we have some Lego Inuyasha, Lego Yu-Gi-Oh, and then a bunch of other stuff that I found from online that I was going to turn into Lego. And so all these little display shelves here are custom. I made these to kind of do like a staggered look, and these are actually rotating turnstiles. Kind of a fragile build, but they do get the point across, so you can kind of rotate those shelves to where they are caddy cornered. And then over here we just have some other memorabilia available, some comics here, and just some helmets and whatnot just for display. And then in the corner I have a Lego Spider-Man over here kind of posing here in the corner back there. And then if we rotate, we have some Lego Yu-Gi-Oh booster packs for sale. It's kind of hard to see because the camera doesn't really want to focus on an item that small. But there you go, some Lego Yu-Gi-Oh booster packs. Those are fun to cut out. And again, these are all in 2x2 or 1x2 tiles. And then over here we have a gentleman here who's looking at either getting into Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. He's looking at the structure decks that are available. And so we have the Elemental Hero starter deck and then a Charizard starter deck. And then over here we have a wall of Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards for sale. Hopefully this guy is not a scalper and he is someone who is looking to get into the hobby genuinely. And then over here is my favorite part of the entire build, and that is a Pokemon card case. This is where the gentleman here has traded with people, and he has individual cards for sale here in the case. As you can see, there's Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, Ancient Mew, Dragonite, Pikachu, Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, and he can actually open this card case up and get cards from out of the case to trade for people to look at. And this was made using two Lego doors with some plates, and it was kind of challenging to build to get these shells in there. That way, it can be 2 tiers. I really want something with 2 tier. It's kind of hard to see at the bottom, but there are more cards there at the bottom. But this worked out perfectly using those, I believe they're 2x3 window panes for this. And then behind him he has some booster boxes available. Now I know these booster boxes are old, these aren't current, and for my LEGO Cities timeline it's kind of a mix of technology but with old pop culture stuff from the 90s and the early 2000s, so I feel like that really helped. My favorite thing in the store would probably have to be a tie between the card case and the wall of Pokemon card packs. Definitely something that I really like. And then we have a Lego Batman action figure there in the corner, or minifigure there in the corner. So the overall build is pretty simple, mostly dominated by comic books and stuff like that, but you do have other pop culture stuff here available. And shout out to all the creators out there who I unfortunately can't name off the top of my head of I was able to snag all these images for comic books to put on these 2x2 tiles. That just made things just so much more amazing. If I can just get this to focus, you can kind of see just the sheer amount of sticker power in this set, where it really helps bring the store alive. Because originally this was just a pale mail of just random Lego minifigure parts and micro figures and swords and whatnot, just stuff that I thought would be in a comic book shop. But the more and more I looked at it, the more of the original one I just didn't really like it, so I decided to redo it. And I actually kind of modeled the store loosely on a comic book store that's in my local town, except for they don't sell Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! They are strictly comic book and Magic the Gathering. So I decided to make mine a little bit more fleshed out with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But with comic books as well. So I'm pretty proud of how this looks, especially just the amount of just everything that goes into this, especially the card display glass pane case here. That's just something that I was really proud of, and I really like how this looks. It's just it makes me very happy. So a handful of stories are being told in this store. We have this girl here who is absolutely infatuated with the Pokemon cards, and she is going to see if he will trade some from her collection for one of those cards in there. This gentleman here who is checking out the LEGO Star Wars comics. And of course, the gentleman over here who we hope is going to be buying some LEGO Pokemon cards and hoping he's on a scalper. So, that is the lower part of the comic book store. Let's do one more, a little 360 here real quick. And we can move on to the second story, which is the cell phone store. So the cell phone store just goes right on top of the comic book store here, and it's kind of a fragile build, mostly because of the flowers being, you know, they're secured, but they're not really something that I want to jostle too much because they will definitely break off. So we go upstairs from the lower section here. We go upstairs to these little custom stairs that I made. I don't have any actual Lego stairs, so this kind of fit. So we have a little railing system here, and they go inside through the door just like that. And if we go on top here, we can see the little flower bed that I have going on. Lots of foliage and green stuff. And then up here, we have some accessories for sale. Boom boxes are coming back in fashion, y'all. So we have some boom boxes, some tablets here. We have a wall of different cell phones that you can purchase and activate through Brick Cellular, which is the cell phone store up here. They are Brick Cellular. They have been in business since 2024, which is the same year that the Lego City was made. And then we have a mom and her daughter. The mom is looking to activate her daughter's phone with Brick Cellular, and the salesman is going through and talking about the different plans that she can grab with Brick Cellular to activate with. Then you have some more accessories there on the back wall. You have some smart watches, and I apologize if it's not focusing. Another tablet, Bluetooth earbuds, and a QI wireless charger. And then over here you have a little waiting area for people to wait. And that's the entire store. Lots of goodies to choose from, mostly tech and tablets and boom boxes, Bluetooth boom boxes. Those are coming back into fashion. Not just regular Bluetooth speakers, but they look like boom boxes. So these windows were from the, I believe they were from the downtown set. I'm not sure what build they were directly a part of, but I was going to be saving these to make like an old school Wendy's, because Wendy's had these little dome areas or side, kind of curved glass areas, green rooms, if you will, in the old style Wendy's building. But I decided to use these as I really wanted this to be really flushed out with windows as opposed to just making solid walls. To allow a good bit of light to come in. That was the main thing that I was focusing on, was allowing light to come in. And so if we rotate everything here, we can come back to the front. And the last little bit is the roof here, which just snaps on right there using those 1x4 jumper pieces. And we just put it in place. And the only thing detail I have on the roof is this sign here for the comic book store saying that a brand new comic series is coming soon. And then we have some air conditioning units here that are on top, because you got to keep both stores nice and cool. And there's just kind of a little side view there to look inside of the store. But you can really see all the light that comes through thanks to all the window work that was done on the side of the building. That was something that I was really hoping to achieve. And if I ever get around to lighting my city, I definitely want to see what this store looks like lit up first, as it's definitely something that I think would look really, really nice being lit up. And then down here on the lower level of the comic book store, you can kind of see what's going on in there. This store definitely needs some light. But for the time being, this is my custom LEGO comic book store and cell phone store. I'd love to know your thoughts in the description or in the comment box below, and let me know any suggestions you may have of things that I should add to the comic book store, as I'm always open to suggestions and definitely would like to expand this a little bit more, maybe change some things up a bit to make it make a little bit more sense. And I can't wait to place this in the city and move on to the next build, which is going to be the Natural History Museum. I definitely need to get cracking on making more additions to the Lego City. Alright, LEGO Maniacs, so that was my custom comic book store and cell phone store. Again, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below of what you think of my custom MOC here, and if you would ever build something like this for your LEGO city, and hopefully I gave you guys some ideas if you were looking for some ideas for your next build for your LEGO city. But you guys, I appreciate you so much for watching. Be sure and smash that like button, subscribe for more videos. I post videos every Monday. You guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Until then, friends, keep building, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.